Hey guys, welcome to my video, and I'm going to teach you how to make a MapleStory version 62 private server. Okay, here are the stuff you need. You need a repack, you need to download Java, and these are JCE files. You need WAMP server, version 62 folder, MySQL, and then the SQL should be in the repack. Okay, let's start with the Java part. Click on the JCE, which you should have extracted from the download from the website. Copy local policy and US export policy. Copy them. And you can exit out of that. Go to computer, C drive, program files, go down to Java, and then you can go into JRE, lib, paste it here, and then go to ext, paste it here, and then go to security and paste it here. Okay, once you've done that, go back to Java and do JDK. Go to lib, paste it. JRE, lib, paste it. ext, security. Okay, once you've done that, you're done with the Java part, and make sure you follow whatever I did, because that's the most important part, and if you screw up there, then the server is not going to work properly. Then once you start WAMP server, it should be down here. Click on it and say put online. Have to left click, sorry. Yeah, left click, and then click start all services. And then it should either be halfway or 3/4 way yellow or all the way white, doesn't matter. And that's WAMP servers online. Next, search MySQL. You should see MySQL query browser. Drag it to your desktop if you want. Okay, then you can double click on it, and this should come up. The default port when you install it should be port 3306. Do not change that. For the server host, type in localhost. Username should be root. Password should be nothing. And then default schema should be odinms. Click OK. It says the schema odinms does not exist. Do you want to create the schema now? Click yes. And then this should come up. Go to File, Open Script. Okay. Go to Desktop. Go to your repack, SQL, and then always execute odinms.sql first. So why don't you do that? That's done. Now execute the others. Once you have executed all the SQLs, you can exit out of MySQL. Next, go into your repack, and then you should end up with this. these pages should not be blank if you're using XP, I'm pretty sure. Okay, click on the channel.properties. If you're using Vista, this pop-up should come up. Click on select a program from a list of installed programs. Okay. Select Notepad, and then this should come up. If your server is non-hamachi, which you can't just, you can't just decide it's non-hamachi. There's a process you have to do to make it non-hamachi. If your server is non-hamachi, you would put 127.0.0.1 as your host IP. That's localhost. If you're using hamachi, then replace this IP with your hamachi IP. Your hamachi IP should be like 5 point and then something 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 something. Okay, do that, and then all of your properties files should be highlighted with the notepad symbol. Next, go to your database properties. This is very important. If you don't change the necessary things in the database properties, then your server will not work. Okay. Localhost, that should be fine. Whatever port you installed MySQL in, which should be port 3306 by default, leave that there. And then if you choose not to name your schema odinms, then you would type in the schema name, and then your username. Leave a space between the equal sign and then where you type the username, and then do the same for the password. And then once you've done that, go to login properties. Once again, if your server is hamachi, put your hamachi ID here, and if you made your server non-hamachi, then put 127.0.0.1 there. And then you can go to world properties. Okay, this is very important because this will determine your server rates and everything. Okay, on the world.exp is where you put your exp rate. So let's just say my exp rate is 1000, my meso rate is 500, my drop rate is 10, my boss drop rate, okay, that's separate, so I'm just gonna put that as 1. My pet exp 1, the spawn rate 10, godly item rate drop, that's the drop rate of godly items, I'm gonna put that as 5, and then item stat multiplier 5. The number of worlds, I'm just gonna put 1. You can put multiple worlds, but there's really no point because they all are connected into one. It's just like having one world. Yeah, it's just like having one world. If you put 2 here, it will say you have 2 separate worlds, but it's really only one. Okay. Your server name, mine is cookie.ms. It's also Ferrari Story. I use both. This is the event message, so it'll be like the event will be on soon or whatever. My server message, welcome to Cookie Repack version 1. That's just my bot name, Cookies bot. This is my welcome message, welcome to Cookie.ms. The number of characters they can create, the players. If you're like on your world, if you put 3, it should come up as a H. It'll be like an H with the circle around it, and it'll be red, and then it'll say the world underneath. If it's new, you'll put 2. If it's nothing, put 1. Or if it's 1, it's an event. If it's 0, it's nothing. Auto register, true. PvP, you can decide if you want it or not. Keep all this the same except for this part. This is very important. Your channel.net.interface. Okay. If you once again, major server non-hamachi, which I will make a tutorial next. You put your WAN IP. You can find that out by going to your internet browser, typing in www.mywanip.com, and then it should be right here. It should give you it right here. And then you can put that into your interface, or if you're using Hamachi, just put in your Hamachi ID, and then you can leave out all the rest. And then once you're done that, make sure WAMP server is online. You can do the starter